Boom, 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 boom.
Hey, what's going on, people? Your boy, man, Mike, coming at you guys with yet another Atlanta Falcons video. Give me 1 second to kind of get this stuff straight. Ha ha. Hello, hello, hello. All right,
So,
so yeah, the conversation now is obviously about um Justin Fields. So the conversation starts here, right? Something that we've had several conversations about throughout the past, 2 to 3 years. Um, when it comes down to your boy Justin Fields. And one of the things that we talked about was the boy obviously had issues for quite some time with going through his progressions, being a quarterback. And now uh, I think we can say, for the most part, the organization, well, the organization has been painted a bad picture, and rightfully so. He's had bad offensive line, a decent running game this year in the last couple of years. So they've had no issues um, with the running game, improving the running game. So the question lies: where does the blame shift at this point, especially after seeing this particular game? And that's the biggest issue. So we're going to get in question. We're going to get questions too. We're going to get the questions also, but Um, we'll start with this. I'll just start with this. Going back to the University of Georgia, this dude couldn't beat out Jake Fromm. He couldn't beat out some of the guys that's currently not in the NFL. And I've stated several times, we've done breakdowns on this kid for years, and we've always stayed with this particular um, analysis breakdown. When it comes down to Justin Fields, is that he cannot go through his progressions. That's been the case since I've been studying. That's been the case since Devontae and all the unholy alliance, and not just us. It's been quite a few people that have stated that he has issues going through his progressions. So the question is that I have for the guys, and Sam, that's a little bit of feedback. Try to go out and come back in and see how that works. But the issue is whether or not the Falcons made the right decision. Because I'm seeing quite a few people right now just saying, and let me quote this person. I want to be extremely petty when I do this, but I gotta do it. All right. So give me a second so I can actually read this off to you guys. Because it's something, like I said, this is something that we talk about all the time. Follow everybody, looking at all look please look at all of their takes. Don't just take one thing and say, all right, I believe this guy wants this particular person just like I want them, and it's just try to play, just do a horrendous job of just, you know, relying on the truth. So Kev, what do you have um your analysis on one Justin Fields.
Can I do it? Can I do it in this way? Um,
Uh-oh.
I want to sing a song for everybody, if y'all don't mind.
Uh-oh.
We told you so. We told you so.
I I don't know how many times we gonna have to sing this song. We done sung this song quite a few times. And I'm positive that you guys have sung this song himself, um, but all right. So where is? Oh, okay. All right, I got it. So when it comes down to this, all right, this particular person you can see, and I'm gonna be extremely. I'm not even calling it petty at this point. There's a guy on Twitter that goes by Damsky. Seemingly a good, decent person. But deep down he's a complete butt white. But that's neither here nor there. But this is about his take and not him personally. Um, this is where I kind of tip my hat to Arthur and something I didn't fully iron perspective. Okay. This is what he said after years of calling me. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I don't know why y'all even follow Mad Mike. Those guys are ignorant. Okay. This comes from him. And anybody who's been on Twitter has been subject to this ridicule when it comes down to seeing it from him. All right. He's been on our case about this particular person and prospects for years. And now, what we've been teaching for quite some time about this is what? That these quarterbacks in the draft outside of Sunshine does not know how to fully run an offense, doesn't understand how to run an offense. All right. So this person goes on to say, I didn't fully out, I didn't fully iron back perspective, the perspective back when we could have drafted quarterback early. Clearly, Arthur wanted the structure around the guy to be sound. So for that, I give Big Dog credit. No, bitch, give us credit. We've been telling you guys you can't win a game. You can't have a winning culture. And I want you guys to see it. So I you just say, all right, Mike, oh, Mike hating. Those guys are just hating. I want to upload the picture so you guys can see it for yourself. This is the reason why I say, please, please go and follow these guys so you can understand and see for yourself what's real and what's not real. So, like I said before, the reason why Justin Fields is learning, and I like personally, I think he's made one of the worst mistakes that he can quite possibly make as a quarterback is going to the NFL without the proper teaching. I've been saying for years that these guys have a major issue at hand in college when it comes down to the development of quarterbacks because of the RPO. The RPO ruins quarterbacks because it teaches you to look at positions rather than go through your progressions. All right, a you become a menu, you become a part of a system that quarterbacks want for you rather than you being successful no matter what type of system that you're in. For example, we know Matt Ryan, Peyton Manning, um, you can say Drew Brees, Tom Brady been in the same system for years, so it kind of goes. Um, it's not the same thing for him. So K Styles again, What's the song? What's your take on this matter, man?
Well, now it's very interesting to kind of hear these takes as far as the these articles talking about, you know, the Bears have failed Justin Fields and the Falcons should have took Justin Fields over Kyle Pitts. And the main thing that we said, and I'm gonna have to shout out a guy's name that I follow a lot too, and that's Brett Coleman. He literally said in his tweet was, now I am a believer that you have to have the necessary pieces around a quarterback in order for him to succeed.
Mm.
That sounds very familiar, don't it?
Oh, it does. It does.
Where have we heard that before?
Hmm. Take a wild. Look, I'm gonna take a wild guess. Hmm. Take a wild guess. I like.
Who?
I, I,
Who? Who?
like what? Where have you guys? Why are we here? Oh, Brian. People said here. Here, really? I had no idea that you needed that type. I had no idea.
Who? Yes, yes, yes. See, now that when you talk about guys like Damsky and you got these other folks out here, um, Arthur Smith got a whole lot of flack, and Terry Fontenot got a whole lot of flack for not picking a guy like Justin Fields. But instead of getting into your feelings about having him here, you have to look at the proper plan was to build the team properly, which
Hmm.
means you have to have necessary pieces.
The trenches, the running backs, the guys who are able to keep the pressure off of the
Right.
quarterback, the offensive lineman, drafting guys like Chris Darman when everybody had no clue why they were Chris Darman, that's his father, but Drew Darman. Um, Drafting guys like that offensive line, Jalen Mayfield, who's still up in the air as far as his uh, pro- uh, production. I don't even know why I'm saying production right now, but his development is concerned. His development is still is concerned. I know a lot of people at this point, it's like they've given up on him after really just 1 year as a rookie. You know what I'm saying? Like it takes offensive lineman time to get uh, acclimated, and we can see that, especially with the left guard that we particularly have right now. And Elijah Wilkinson, he was an absolute bust. Chicago didn't want him after a horrendous year at left guard, right tackle. Like he played so many positions for that team last year, and he was bad at all of them. And then magically he comes to Atlanta and then becomes a solid, not great in any way, not good in any way, but he's just solid. He's not a guy that makes a ton of mistakes. He does his job adequately, and that's what you need as far as that's concerned. So when we talk about the offensive line and its importance to a quarterback, because one thing a quarterback doesn't want is to feel like he's in a rush, and pressure would do that to any. It would do any quarterback in. So if you don't have the basic fundamentals down to how I learn how to properly go through your progressions and have those crazy. Now I give everybody give Jameis Winston credit for those. Those they hell for all those damn crazy ass. Uh, I don't even know what the hell you want to call them. But he had the damn routines that he go through during practice, and it's crazy. Well, he's just trying to simulate pressure. Doesn't always work, but those are the things you have to do to get your offensive linemen and your players ready for games and whatnot. So when it all comes down to it, man, You gotta have a solid running game. This is why we've been saying since you guys have known it, all of us since this channel has began. AFN Man, Mike Sports, Six Man, K Style, Jew Talk Sports. We always talk about the trenches, running the damn ball. Okay, protecting the quarterback because when you look at the running game, you look at the offensive line. One thing over all of that is key and is the most important factor. It's the scheme. People gave Arthur Smith hell and still giving him hell because we're not throwing the ball for 300-400 yards a game, and we're still running. We're still running the ball well. We're still winning games, and people still want to give him hell. And then you look at cases like Justin Fields right now. The dude has no offensive line. The wide receiver catching balls. Don't let the media fool you and say the reason why Chicago sucks is because the wide receivers are not dropping balls. They're dropping balls. They're not dropping balls now. This is not last year's team. They're actually doing a pretty good job in Chicago as far as their wide receivers are concerned. No, they're not superstars, and I don't expect them to be superstars. But you can't say that the wide receivers are the reason why you're struggling right now. It's because Justin Fields never learned how to go through his progressions, and that's the issue at hand.
Can I say something right quick? You don't mind if I
Mhm.
say something right quick?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is essentially why it's very important to have a quarterback sit for a year at least. There's a
Mhm.
reason. There's a reason for that too. Now, like I said, you have those quarterbacks that can come in and play right away and be very successful. And like I said, ain't no doubt about it that you got quarterbacks like that. But it just go back to what you said, Mike. It all depends on the scheme of the team that they get drafted by.
Mhm. Mhm.
If a quarterback gets drafted by a team that runs a similar system than what they're used to in college, the transition point is way quicker than it would for a guy that is going to be learning a whole new terminology, a whole new set of skills. Like I said, I didn't pay attention to this, but I actually had a coworker today tell me he said he saw a particular throw that Justin Fields had attempted where he was so hell bent on the deep ball that he missed the wide open dig route underneath.
Yeah. That
This,
that goes back to what we were saying about when you don't properly. For one, you have to fully. This is why Desmond Ritter is still going through and still on the bench right now. Because first you got to understand what your progressions are. Not every call that the head coach or whoever the play caller, it could be the head coach, the offensive coordinator, it could be the position coach, it could be anybody. But whatever call that they make, you got to understand. All right, when they call this particular play, that this is the progressions. The progressions change from play to play. They're not always the same. So you have to understand that particular call, and this is one of the main reasons why Mariota is still in the game as quarterback, and I don't see him changing anytime soon because one, he has to understand he has to implement the progressions as far as his playmaker is concerned. Meaning, if Drake London, we know Drake London and Kyle Pitts are your one and twos. Well, depending on the particular play, how they're playing the guy, the progressions might get taken away. So let's just say, all right, they're doubling Kyle Pitts right now, and Kyle Pitts is read one. Well, the quarterback has to understand, like, maybe I should just give up on this just based on this coverage. And if you one of those quarterbacks that's hell bent on throwing, like K Style was just saying, just hell bent on throwing that particular to that route or that player, This is where you make bad mistakes. This is where the play break down because you're not even looking at the right person at that moment. All right. Let's say again they're in the middle of the field. Kyle Pitts is on the right side of the offensive line as a tight end. Well, they bring down a safety. The corner's still on the outside, and you have a linebacker that pretty much just box him in. They box both Kyle Pitts in with the linebacker and the safety. And from that point on, as a quarterback, you know you only got one way to go, and that's to the outside or to the other side. But you got a quarterback like Justin Fields. He sees that he still wants to throw that back. So you're looking at a play that is dead from the very beginning, but instead of you understanding that play is dead, you go to that particular route. And this is what we're seeing with Justin Fields. He refuses from the very beginning to abandon that particular play. And this is why quarterbacks, and I know this probably is so advanced for a lot of people, but quarterbacks have to understand when it is a lost cause from the very beginning. The great quarterbacks like Matt Ryan, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, all these guys, they know when it's a dead issue and not to try to make something out of nothing. And that's the thing that this is the thing that we're talking about.
So yeah, I like I said, it's very interesting that you say that too, because basically what you're saying is, as a quarterback, you have to take what the defense gives you. Now,
Mm-hmm.
as a young guy, especially as a young guy, as a gunslinger, as what a guy like a Fields is, like it's going to take a while for him to develop that mentality.
Right.
Now, this is essentially, and like I said, I'm gonna have to say it like this. This is essentially, like you said it. This is essentially why Desmond Ritter is not playing right now, because for one thing, it keeps Desmond Ritter closer to the coaches so he can pick up some more of that knowledge, some more of that game
Mm-hmm.
on scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens with that is not only will he be picking up some things, but coaches are going to be implementing what his mindset likes to do more so into the offense. So it sets him up down the line. So eventually, when he comes in, now it looks like a smooth transition, and you're starting to see more of him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, my question is for this, and for a lot of people, is we talk about the Chicago Bears have failed Justin Fields. There was a quarterback that played for the Bears the year before Justin Fields.
Before Justin Fields, the quarterback, you said Georgia, the quarterback.
No. I'm talking about Chicago.
Oh, in
Mitch
Chicago.
Trubisky.
Oh, Mitch Trubisky. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
This is like I said, because if we be realistically, this is essentially damn near the same offense that
Yeah,
they've been running in Chicago for years.
yeah. And the crazy part, that was the same. The dig on Fields is the same dig I had on Mitch Trubisky. Great arm talent, great physical tools, athleticism, but he never learned how to go through his progressions properly.
There's been a long misconception in this here particular battle in trying to get people to understand, what truly was and is the deal with him. The boy athletically, he's a gift. I mean, he does have an arm, and he can escape. Here's the problem with escape. Escape can sometimes be masked as, for panic. And what does getting sacked 9 times in the game tell you? Then you add in, all right,
Mm-hmm.
their offensive line just really wasn't all that, which led to another point we've been trying to make for y'all for years. If your line ain't shit, your quarterback ain't gonna be shit.
He gonna rush through those progressions. He gonna forget what he needs to do because he's focused so much on
Exactly.
escaping the pocket, getting rid of the ball fast. And
Hmm.
like I said, the things about quarterbacks and a play caller. Let me just explain this in a way that most people can understand. All
Talk
right.
your shit.
So as a basketball guy, let's just say basketball. If
Hmm.
I know that Steph Curry likes to move around, run around the court, and shoot threes, well, as an offensive coach, what I'm going to do, and you see this with Golden State, I use Golden State because everybody watch Golden State. They on every damn channel, and they just pretty to watch.
Right.
So if you know that he likes to shoot, as a coach, what am I going to do? Well, I'm gonna set 5,000 picks until he get open, so he can shoot. I'm not going to do that. But with a guy like Klay Thompson who can create his own shot, and this again, it's not a dig because obviously everybody know anybody know me that Steph is my guy. But Klay is a guy that can create his own offense down low. That's something that Steph can't do. So as a coach, you have to design a specific offense for Steph Curry versus a guy like Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson doesn't need help getting open, getting open shots. Why? One, because of his size. Two, because he's a spot up shooter. He doesn't need to move. He can shoot over anybody with using his length and his size.
Right.
But as a guy like Steph Curry who needs that extra boost to get open, this is where you need the coach to be particularly fine as far as his design of an offense for that particular player. So what I essentially said right there, you cannot run the same offense with a Drake London as the number one target versus a guy like Kyle Pitts. Both of those guys are similar in stature, but they have different skill sets. Drake London, he's a guy who can play outside a lot more smoothly than Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts can play outside, but he still has a stiffness in his hips that Drake London doesn't have. So you can use those guys in different ways.
Can I say something on this comment right quick? If y'all don't mind me. Now, are y'all there? Y'all?
Yeah.
Okay. So Joshua here said Joe Burrow. There's two key elements that you forgot to say about that Cincinnati team last year.
Yeah.
What are those two key elements that we always say is that travels in December in the playoffs?
That running game, man. Physical.
You run the ball and your defense comes up with key stops.
Mm-hmm.
Now, yes, Joe Burrow got to the Super Bowl,
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
but what happened when Cincinnati stopped running the ball and the defense wasn't making plays? Did Joe Burrow win the Super Bowl?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they
And you
stopped running the ball. They stopped running the ball, like you said.
and you look at Cincinnati right now, they look real inconsistent right now because they did not improve on any of the important factors of a team.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey man, that just goes back to what we've been saying is you have to build the team the right way.
Yeah. And it like I've stated several times. And like I said, this won't be a particularly long One, because we wanted to kind of get this point out, and we're going to expand on this Monday. Georgia Sports Nation tonight. We're going to be going over some Brave stuff. Mikey and the crew, they're going to be going over some Brave stuff, some Hawk stuff. So you guys stay tuned for that. Um, but this is one of the reasons why we stated over and over and over again, man. Don't rush the process. The system is your best friend. Going in college, I continue to say this, and I will never stop saying this. The RPO is the worst thing that has ever happened to the NFL, period. It's the worst thing because you're not teaching quarterbacks how to be quarterbacks. You're teaching them how to be minions, to be dummies, to be followers. You're not teaching them how to lead properly. It's do what I say and you will you'll win the national championship. Do what I say and you will put up 4,000 yards passing in the season. But what will happen to you when you get into the NFL? We're saying exactly that. Lamar has been so inconsistent with his passing since he's gotten the league. Why? Because he ran the same RPO stuff. This year, he's passing the ball a little bit more. He is improving as a quarterback, but it took him 4 or 5 years to even do that. It shouldn't take a quarterback of his talent to 5 years to learn how to be a fucking quarterback. Five years and you've been playing and you just now learning how to be a quarterback, it's because of what going on in college. And I know college is exciting. I know college is far more exciting. That's why a lot of people enjoy college a lot more. And I understand it. It is extremely exciting. But when it comes down to what football is, football will forever be schematic. When you try to get rid of the schemes, when you try to get rid of the art of adjusting, in-game adjusting, this is what you get the product in the NFL. You got something? Yeah, got something you want to say after that, Gray Style?
Yeah. So what I would say is no one quarterback is a game changer. Like I said, this is the one thing that we've been hearing as us doing Falcon content for a while now, and us getting a lot of flack for what our takes was as far as picking Kyle Pitts over Justin Fields. We keep hearing, and like I said, and remember the narrative was Justin Fields is a game changer. He's going to take us to the promised land.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
quarterback is only going to take you as far as the damn pieces around him. You know what they always say? No chain is stronger than its weakest link.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, one guy can't do it all on his own. There was a reason why. I'm gonna use this for example. In 2012, okay, I'm gonna use this year in 2012. Who was the second overall pick in that draft?
2012. 2012. Was it an offensive line? Hold on. No, I'm thinking about 2012. Who was that?
RG3. Am I right?
Oh man, I forgot about that. Wow, I sure forgot about RGP. Dang.
Right.
Wow.
Who was Washington's fourth round pick that year?
And 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a running back?
No.
We're talking about the Shanahans, right? When Mike
Mm-hmm.
Shanahan.
Right. In 2012, who was the fourth round pick that year?
Was it the? Was it? Hold on. Was it the quarterback? Hold on. Was it?
It,
Was it?
it's in the chat. It's in the chat. They say
Oh, so it was the quarterback, Kirk Cousins.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking Ramsey for some damn reason.
Patrick
Patrick
Ramsey.
Ramsey for some reason. I was thinking Patrick Ramsey.
That motherfucker was just straight trash.
I don't know why I was thinking Patrick Ramsey. I knew it was a quarterback. Damn.
But
Wow.
but the thing about it is, this is what happens when you are trying to build a team and you don't have no plan for it. Like I said, like I said, and I ask a lot of people the question here. Like, yes, if the Falcons drafted Justin Fields, but you have to remember as well, you don't know what Cordero Patterson was about. Hell, nobody knew Cordero Patterson was going to be the guy he is right now. You ain't got no Kyle Pitts.
Right. I know Noah. I don't. That's the first guy that when I think of Washington, I don't know why the first thing I always think about is Patrick Ramsey. I guess because he was so damn bad. They really haven't had a long list of good quarterbacks, but for whatever reason, he sticks.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like you said, even when it comes to the Kyle Pitts versus Justin Fields debate, like I said, even if the Falcons do draft Justin Fields, were the Falcons even better than the Bears at that point? Like I said, you don't know. Well, like I said, we don't know Cordero Patterson to be the guy that he is right now. You have no Kyle Pitts. And then like I said, and you know they're not going to have no patience of him sitting behind Matt Ryan just based on what the fan base would have been rioting over.
It would have been a straight riot just through the preseason alone.
Right. So if you would have put Justin Fields in this situation with the Falcons had last year, he was in a better situation in Chicago than he would be in
Right. Yeah.
And you thought his confidence would have been shot in Chicago. Imagine his motherfucking confidence getting shot down here
with no Kyle Pitts and no Drake London. Bro, come on.
And like I said, and Cordero Patterson might not be the
he might not even be. Yeah.
It would have been the David Carr remix.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that? Y'all remember that? That boy needed therapy before he got the answer to the job.
Right.
He did.
Right.
He did. It's not funny, but that's the truth.
Behind that, them 3 years behind that Houston Texans offensive line, well, he got destroyed week in and week out for 3 years. That boy needed therapy.
Right.
But Wallace, let me say this: it wasn't about Kyle Pitts being the best player, like the best player available. Yeah, but we're talking about the best. When the Falcons say the best player available, I just want to give you insight on how these guys think, and we're seeing a pattern. We've talked about this pattern for quite some time. It's the best available player for their particular scheme, right? So this scheme doesn't need an elite quarterback to be successful. Let me repeat that. This scheme does not need an elite quarterback to be successful. When we mean successful, that's over 500. Anything over 500, that's winning football. You don't need an elite elite quarterback to be a successful football team.
Let me
you
say,
need offensive line and you need running game. Go ahead, K-Style.
Let me say this. Who was ranked the 5th best quarterback in the league as far as popular vote based on the season that they had before this last year's season?
Last year? Ooh. Before the popular vote last year. We're talking about just quarterbacks overall, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know Peyton Manning obviously wasn't. That's not what I'm thinking. But
Yeah, like I said, if I remember correctly, Ryan Tannehill was ranked as the fifth best quarterback in the league prior to last year.
I was thinking a young rookie. I was
Mhm.
thinking of rookie. Yeah, but yeah, you did. I thought he was ranked like three. I thought I saw a poll where he was ranked at least high as three, the third best quarterback in the league because
Now,
of what he had on offense.
he was ranked in the top five as best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, yeah. And see what happened to him when his offensive play caller went away. You remember earlier in the show, I just said that plays are specifically designed for that particular player and his skill set. So a play caller's scheme always change during games, always, because
Mhm.
sometimes guys get hurt, sometimes guys aren't um, off to a fast start. So you got to do a little thing. You got to, call some quick check downs just to get the quarterback in the rhythm. He's off. You saw that in the preseason with Desmond Ritter. He got off to a fast start, and then, he threw a couple of interceptions, and then, all right, he couldn't complete another pass after that. So what did Arthur did? He scrapped the whole game plan and said, let's just get the ball out. We're gonna run some tight end screens, we're gonna run some quick outs. We're gonna run some quick slants just to get him in the rhythm to get his confidence back. All right, we're gonna close again. We're not gonna be on this long. We're gonna expand on this, um, but I'll say this again. We'll say this again, and maybe Noah wants to get in the show before the guys go on live on this channel at 8 o'clock. Maybe he wants to speak on this, but we're going to expand on this on Monday night. And like I said, I want to make this clear from my standpoint. I still say follow guys like Damsky. Please go follow him. Please go follow him. Because at the end of the day, you see what we're saying and what everybody is saying is the absolute truth. You will never understand what truth is if you don't know what ignorance is. So
Right.
please understand. Please go follow him. We've been saying this for years. Now you see why Arthur Smith is going out of his way to build a team the proper way now. Why he's doing this type of stuff. Why is he drafting Kyle Pitts? Why is he drafting Kyle Pitts, a number 4 pick? Why is he doing this type of stuff?
We could put it all in perspective. I told a bunch of youngins earlier in the day, go Google the football through the 70s. Go Google the football through the 80s and watch them teams like Kansas City, Pittsburgh, the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? Through those eras, and when you done watching that, come back and tell me what basic football is, and then you will understand Arthur Smith.
Let me say one more thing. Let me say one more thing about Arthur Smith. And I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna think I'm a total psycho when I say this.
Mm-hmm.
This man is a revolutionary. He's a revolutionary. Anybody know what a revolutionary is? They ready to tear down the institution. And right now, the institution is this pretty, I was about to say an F word, but this pretty sissified punk
Mm-hmm.
offense. Everybody want to be pretty. Everybody want to put the makeup on. Everybody want to put the skinny jeans on. Everybody want to do. This is what people want to see in offenses now. They
Mm-hmm.
don't want to see a motherfucker with a dirty ass white beater. They don't want to see him in a dirty ass t-shirt. They don't want to see him in jeans that got holes and dirt all in them. They don't want to see him with big boots on with mud all on them. They don't want to see that type of stuff. They want to be prettified.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted to look good. They want you to make me feel good. That's what the type of stuff. He is a revolutionary. He's tearing down the establishment and showing fans and showing the NFL. Football will always be football. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's tough. It's
Mm-hmm.
mean. It's
So
disgusting.
so
Mm-hmm.
so basically, what you saying is he's not a little Uzi Vert. That's not him.
He's not it. He's not. No, he's not. He's not Mister
He ain't the
Mister
baby.
Six
Shut
Nine
up.
with the rainbows in his
Shut up.
head. He's not none of that.
Shut up. You just wrong. You know you wrong.
He,
Look, go ahead.
Mm. You wrong ahead, but you dead ass right.
But that's the like I said is he's bringing back, and I give Kyle Shanahan his credit too because he's never changed his philosophy. Pretty football is not football. That's why I've always liked about Kyle Shanahan because he gonna run the damn butt football and he's gonna get first downs. He's gonna run the clock and he believes in hard defense.
Mhm.
That's why his teams, for the most part, are always successful. Again, when we talk about success, we mean success is basically anything over 500. Okay,
Right.
if you're not over 500, you're not successful. So
Look,
he's always been successful.
and look, this is why we also give credit where credit's due to the team.
The team.
Because essentially where this team at right now compared to what the expectations of what it was,
Mm-hmm.
99% of the whole world thought the Falcons would be 0-5 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Mm. We ain't doing that,
Mm-hmm.
okay, fam. We ain't doing that.
Oh, I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
there. 99%,
Hmm.
90, 97 and 99% of the whole world thought the Falcons would be 0-5 at this point.
Well, ain't we in the
Mm-hmm.
dog fight for the division lead?
Remember, this is the worst roster in football.
Mm-hmm.
So you know with the constant prediction of 2-15, you know we supposed
Right,
to lose the next 10 games.
Let me
right.
say this about Random Hero. He already
Mm-hmm.
got a lead pass rusher. The linebackers need to catch up to the D line at this point. I'm gonna tell
Right.
you right now too. That Taquan Graham is a superstar in the making. I don't give a
Mm-hmm.
damn what nobody is telling y'all.
Mm-hmm.
That rook that we got, that AK-47. Y'all better pay
Mm-hmm.
attention to the dirty work that these guys are doing. Grady Jarrett said himself that he got guys on the defensive line that's gonna make him look good.
Hmm.
He finally has that. What does that mean
Mm-hmm.
from a defensive star like Grady Jarrett? It's no secret why he's having success right
Right.
now because those guys are willing to get dirty.
Yeah.
They willing to get dirty to take on those 2, 3. Them look. If you go back and look at that sack on Tom Brady from
Mm-hmm.
Grady Jarrett, those guys did their job.
Mm-hmm.
AK-47 crashed in and sacrificed his body.
Mm-hmm.
Taquan Graham took on 3 guys
Mm-hmm.
so Grady can go around and get the sack. That's what this football team is built on right now. The players that are playing for each other. They're willing to sacrifice their bodies so one guy can get all the numbers. That's
Mm-hmm.
team football.
Well. Say again, girl. All I need is a smack. Yes, you are.
Uh,
You
Again.
are. Oh,
Again.
exactly.
You are starting to see. Like what we was talking about earlier, Mike. And I was trying to explain them catching a groove. I think we saw the personnel combination of the core of that defense in that fourth quarter in the making. Cyborg, Evan Keddy, Taquan Graham. I'm talking about
mhm,
you graded like a little kid in the candy store right now.
mhm.
Feeling good. Cause I got some dogs. I got some dogs.
Hey,
And
let me say,
the whole demeanor of the sideline changed when Cyborg came in there and started busting them gaps open.
he hitting them reckless. I told you guys on AFN. when you got elite linebacker play, when you understand you got a good linebacker, when a linebacker is his foot is planted in the dirt and he's not moving around, you never see Ray Lewis standing still. There was
Mm-mm.
a reason why that. You never seen Brian Urlacher standing still.
Mm-hmm.
You never seen Mike Singletary standing still. You
Mm-mm.
never
Oh
seen Jesse
well.
Tuggle standing still. When
You
you
never
got
seen
linebackers
Jack
that
Lambert
standing,
standing still.
you never saw that. You never saw not Mike Dicker, but Dick Buckus standing still. Those guys were already reading the play before it even started. So anytime you
Mm-hmm.
see a linebacker that's standing still and he's not moving his feet, that's the
Mm-mm.
worst thing a linebacker could do is stay still and not move his feet. And that's what you've been seeing from the Atlanta Falcons middle linebackers and Michael Walker. And Michael Walker has made plays. Make no mistake about it. He's a playmaker. But
Mm-hmm.
you gotta learn how to be a football player. Michael Walker is not yet a football player.
Because he can't diagnose what he sees.
Right. And I'm actually Tony Wright. I'm actually make that video because I stated that before about Malone. And I'm gonna make a video about that. About I don't even want to reiterate it, but I don't want to say it because somebody might end up stealing my idea.
Mm-hmm. You know how they do.
If I say it, so
Mhm.
I don't want to say it
You know how
again.
they
I don't
do.
want to say it again. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna
You
speak
know how
on
they
that.
do.
Hey, shout out to Brian Peoples for the 199. He said, as a linebacker, you cannot second guess yourself.
Absolutely. That's bro.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that. Appreciate
Hey,
that
Mm-hmm.
hey,
199,
hey,
bro.
let me say one name. Can I say one name for the
Go
people?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Paul Warlow.
Right.
Woo boy.
You talking about second guessing yourself.
Yeah, he was on every turn.
So so basically coming down to the near the end of this video, what we just saying is you have to build the team. One
Mm-hmm.
guy does not make the whole team. And this is what we're going back to Justin Fields was not going to turn this team into a Super Bowl contender, as some of y'all may have thought. He's only going to be as good as the players around him. This is why you have when we talk about Peyton Manning. This is why you
Delusional.
always talk about Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, not Ed Hartwell, but Adrian James in Cincinnati. Then you talk about Willis McGahee, Demarius Thomas, Eric Decker, guys he had in Denver. This is why when you talk about Tom Brady, you talk about Corey Dillon, Curtis Martin, Terry Glenn, Julian Edelman, Rob Gronkowski, Aaron Hernandez, Randy Moss. You
Yeah.
talk about Drew Brees, you had Deuce McAllister, you had
Marcus
Marquise
Cole.
Colston,
Mm-hmm.
Alvin Kamara,
Boy, you better preach.
33. Little Darren Sproles there too. They
Darren
had.
Sproles. Then let's think about another quarterback. We seeing it with Aaron Rodgers. This is what we talk about when you have like a Devontae Adams, AJ Dillon. Then we go back to his heyday where he was really good when we talk about Donald Driver, Armand Green. What was it? Sam Congato for that 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremichael Finley. Hell, we seeing it.
Yeah.
Hell,
He had Antonio Freeman too.
hell, the damn perfect example right now is fucking Russell Wilson.
Right. Right.
And Russell Wilson is one of my favorite quarterbacks, but he can't hit shit out there in Denver.
Mm-hmm. The O
Yeah,
line, the running game is inconsistent. Like he never had to worry about an inconsistent running game in Seattle.
And it's not the same system.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
not it's not a schoolyard football system in Denver.
And he's struggling to find himself.
hmm So this is why I always say with like when it comes to quarterbacks, I don't give a damn about how much great potential a quarterback had. Can he fit with what I'm doing?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because potential takes years. The potential could take up to 4 or 5 years. A system fit can take a year or two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'll take that.
So with that being said, man, we're gonna end this. But like I said, stay tuned tonight for Georgia Sports Nation. Gonna be going over the Hawks, the Braves. And I appreciate you guys for joining us live. But like I said before, we said it before and we say it again. We are not here to try to be super experts, but we know how to build a proper team and starting with a quarterback when you have nothing built around him, offensive line that's inconsistent. You don't have a running game. You're just begging for that quarterback to fail, and we're seeing that over and over and over and over again. I don't know how many times we're gonna say this. Every team, every quarterback that we see right now have had issues because they don't have the proper team around them. And that's why you're seeing such terrible football because all these quarterbacks don't have those necessary ingredients. So, with that being said, uh, I'm out of here, man. We out of here.
Deuces,
Dude.
people.